train, start training, start doing it, hone your craft. This is something you want to do. If you want to do musical theatre and you're not in a dance class, get in a dance class, you know, you've got to.
Konna minna l-King and I, u jena kont wieħed mill-prinċpi, żgħar, u niftakar kelli xena żgħira fejn kelli ngħaddi minn taħt sieq ir-re li dak iż-żmien kien hija. U kont lajt applaws u naħseb tatni boost qawwija. U mal-ewwel hemm nibtet biex xi darba nagħmel kumpanija tiegħi nnifsi u ninvolvi kemm jista' jkun it-tfal. Bqajt għaddej mal-Malet, u bqajt għaddejt l-MADC, sirt il-drama officer tal-MADC, u għamilt Joseph bħala l-ewwel show ta' tfal li kienet suċċess u bat għamilna Oliver.
Meta kont primarja, kont rajt il-ħabib tiegħi il-Paul li kien qiegħed f'Oliver li kienu qed jagħmlu dar il-Mediterran u Tony Bezzina kienet jidderġi. U niftakar nara aħda u ngħid il-laħwa, ma jiena rrid inkun fuq dak il-palk. Qabel ma lanċajt Masquerade għamilt l-ewwel opera bit-tfal it-Teatru Manuel li kienet Bell and the Dragon. Minn hemmhekk nibtet l-idea ta' Masquerade u bdejt l-ewwel musical għal Masquerade li kienet Annie fejn ġew ruxmata tfal. Fil-fatt tant kelli nażel li kelli nagħmel kważi żewġ casts.
Ħadd Fanny u ishom mbagħad bdejt nirrealizza meta kelli 12 sena l-importanza ta' training. Rommi
biex tipprova ssib il-kaptu tiegħi għax kont inġenninha jien meta kont żgħir, kienet niftakar kienet ġiet briklam ta' Masquerade li kien għadu jiftaħ u kienet qalt li interessak tmur lezzjonijiet tal-palk, tad-drama. Yes, definitely.
And I also used to go to Masquerade every Friday for 3 hours, doing singing and dancing and acting, which was like the best day of the week for me.
Ftit wara li kont bdejt imur lezzjonijiet, Tony kien qal se jkollna auditions għal The King and I, u kien tan il-parti tal-Prinċep. U miskin Tony kien f'dan nibda l-parti u jisu xi lecture qabel ma bdejna my voice broke. Allora, il-Prinċep għandu diska ma tajni għamil musical fil-fatt.
It was the best time. I just remember the pure joy and also the real sadness at the end and like crying on the last show, and it just, I think it just got me hooked from then.
Naraw drama schools u kumpaniji di interessanti illi qed jipproduċu musicals hawn Malta. Ovvjament iktar faċli tattira tfal ta' żgħira u żgħażagħ lejn musical milli lejn xi traġedja Griega biex ngħidu.
Kont spiċċajt mingħajr xogħol. I was made redundant. U għadna nieħdu x-xoqqa f'Moxtan we say let's try it ilna ngħidu, nibnew xi ħaġa, però meta tkun darek mal-ħajt imbagħad tibda tieħu ovvjament kulħadd jagħmilha tieħu deċiżjonijiet li forsi jekk ma tkunx darek mal-ħajt ma toħodhomx, you know? U bdejna skola żgħira, insomma, mbagħad skoprejna Stagecoach li kienet franchise internazzjonali. Mal-ewwel li ftaħna splodejna, ġifieri indunajna illi kien hemm għaġ kbir mill-ġenituri biex jibgħatu tfal tagħhom jagħmlu xi ħaġa bħal di performing arts.
I started going to Stagecoach, so that was my first introduction into musicals and musical theatre when I was 14, 15, which is quite late. And then teachers encouraged me to maybe take it a bit more seriously, go to private lessons.
It whet the appetite ta' ħafna tfal illi kieku ma kienx daw l-iskejjel bħal Stagecoach ma kienux jarfu illi għandhom ċertu talent jew ċertu ambizzjoni biex isiru performers. U l-iskejjel kollha ta' mhux qed ngħidha x'aħna imma l-iskejjel kollha tat-teatru tat-tfal huma wieħed mill-aħjar affarijiet li saru Malta biex jippromovu it-teatru.
Kien hemm workshop masterclass l-Ingilterra u kienet Arts Ed li hija waħda mill-aqwa skejjel tal-musical theatre fid-dinja. Allura aħna qed inkellmu dawn l-istudenti li qed jagħmlu musical theatre bħala degree course. U niftakar li il-mara li kienet tmexxi l-jazz tal-first year li kienet tmexxi su boot camp, kulħadd kien imwerwer minnha. Kienet kelmitni di Jackie u kienet qalt li isma' imissek tipprova l-audition għax għandek potenzjal.
I applied to straight acting schools, musical theatre colleges, music conservatoires, and I thought, let me see where I get in, and then take it from there. And in the meantime, while I was doing that, I took part in a TV competition called La Sfida. And the prize was a scholarship to go to a musical theatre college in Cambridge. And I was lucky enough to win the show, which meant I was able to go to Cambridge, spend 3 years there, you know, dancing for 30 hours a week and, you know, singing and dancing and acting every single day.
When I was 18, I moved abroad to study at the Italia Conti Academy, which is it is the first musical theatre school in the world. And that was intense, but amazing. Obviously, you have ballet every day, 8 a.m., stage combat, so acting for a camera, acting, you do all your Shakespeare, you do singing, you have singing, pop songs, you have your legit, you have your contemporary. It's the most in-depth thing ever, tap, every style of dance you can think of.
Jena kont nibda mid-9 ta' filgħodu, pereżempju sa xi 6 jew 7 ta' filgħaxija kull jum. Jiġifieri ovvjament l-opportunità, it's very important li ovvjament I wanted to grab onto that opportunity of so much training.
At the junior school, they had students doing their maths, English and subjects like that whilst they were training 24/7. So I was up against those EastEnders kids and all those, you know, like, hey, I'm from Malta. I didn't even know how to do tap. I was like, no tap.
Meta titħol għal auditions għal musicals, inti tant ikun hemm nies illi biex jippruvaw jeħilsu mill-maġġoranza jkollhom ishom open calls fejn inti jkollok 500 ruħ jidħlu tarhom gruppi ta' 20 jagħmlu żifna u mbagħad inti dak il-ħin stess taqta'. Intom it-tnejn tistgħu tibqgħu l-kumplament thank you. Allura inti jrid ikollok bażi ta' sfin sod mhux ħażin biex tkun tista' almenu tgħaddi għall parti li jmiss fejn mbagħad ħajsimgħuk tkanta.
When I was graduating, I decided to apply to do a master's at the Royal Academy of Music. I did my audition. The acting went really well, but the singing was fine. But I was like, there were people there before me who were exceptional. I thought, well, at least I tried, you know. So when I got my acceptance letter, I was genuinely like, oh my God, like I couldn't believe it. And I remember the first day going to the college, seeing the building, and it was like a dream come true. I know that sounds really cheesy, but it really, really was.
Qed imorru jistudjaw barra.
Jgħixu barra wkoll.
Bħalek int Paul mort tistudja barra. Jien kont lucky għax missieri mar jistudja barra u tgħallimt miegħu u smort ftit jiena wkoll, però dejjem fittix.
A lot of people do go abroad, but quite a few people don't. A lot of people are staying here and they're working and they're training and they're maybe doing short courses, which is an option as well. But I would say go for it. Why not? You know, but be committed 100% and be prepared to be knocked back a few times because it is part and parcel of the job, unfortunately. But it's the best job in the world.
Il-musical kiber Malta għax għandna n-nies li huma ttrejnjati għaliha.
Ħabba dak it-training, il-performances huma ħafna iktar professional in terms of not only the performers, imma anki x'qed jiġri wara l-palk, you know, behind the scenes, everything, the music.
The training has greatly improved over the last 40 years, I can see that. And I think there's a lot more opportunities for the younger generation to be able to start their training from a young age of singing, dancing and acting. So, I mean, it's been a really, really good journey, I think. Unfortunately, there's still that little bit of a gap between from when they finished their training to becoming a professional.
Kemm illum il-ġurnata sa anke A-level għaw fit-teatru, però tappi għandu jkun hawn kors l-Università ta' Malta fejn inti tista' ġib degree fil-musical theatre. Meta titmur bil-forsi barra minn Malta biex tagħmilha. Naħseb illi
naħseb kapaċi nagħmluha fix-xtutna.
Kapaċi ħafna.
Qatt m'hawnx mod kif xi ħadd jista' jitgħallem kif jikteb il-musical speċifikament, m'hawnx ġew Malta stess. Aħna kellna nitgħallmu trial biex naraw, nistudjaw, nosservaw, jien konna mmur nara musical barra, il-karti kont nikteb is-synopsis biex nara kif jaħdem waħda wara l-oħra.
Nitkellem anke bħala minn aspett edukatur, tipo li nkun nista' ngħid lill-istudenti eżempji ta' musicals Maltin. Ovvjament dejjem intihom eżempji ta' dawk li kienu għaddejjin bħalissa. U dawk jien anke bħala
teacher ta' skola fejn dawn in-nies qed nagħmluhom biex taf inti jibdew jaħdmu fuq dal-palk u palki differenti, ngħidilhom fuq dan nies min huma ħalli meta joħorġu jkunu jafu bl-isem Luke Sajdon jew l-isem hekk u isem hekk. Imma dawn l-anti nixtieq li kelli jiena meta kont żgħir.
Music production, tipo m'hemmx skola li tipo tisalmir songwriting, trid tagħmilha minn rajk u you have to find the right mentors, jew tagħmel ħafna ħidma online, u affarijiet hekk jew tmur ġifier barra minn Malta biex tistudja.
In-nisa huma ftit fil-bands li qed jiktbu l-mużika jew front persons li ġo band, huma ftit fit-teatru u huma ftit jiena f'rumanziera jew novelliera.
Per eżempju, jekk il-mami ma ġietx lura d-dar bil-recorder u kienet il-persuna li she told us, this is a recorder, provaw għamlu xi ħaġa.
Dawn huma forsi ġeneri ta' letteratura li jirrikjedu iktar impenn u l-mara għada trid familja, għada jekk ikollha tfal tieqaf u tuħsibhom u bidritt u bir-raġun għaliex le.
It's improving on the rise madna lura ħafna.
Jekk inti qed tgħix mill-kidba biss, kieku tagħmilha. Anke jekk trabbi, għax dak huwa d-daily job tiegħek. U aħna ħafna nisa qed imorru x-xogħol u qed irabbu xorta, ġi ma importax. Il-problema hija li hawn Malta qatt m'għandniex biżejjed fondi biex il-kittieba huma x'inhuma, jekkux tat-teatru, jekkux tar-romanzi, jekkux tal-mużika, ma jistgħux jgħixu minn dal-ftit flus li għalaw.
Ma naħseb ħadd inbidel.
Nixtieq nara iktar nies li huma mitla sew ta' mhux tal-li kif tiddiżinja x-xenarju, imma anki kif tibnieh. Stage management għadna lura. L-orkestra hija għandha costs li huma kbar ħafna u li ħafna drabi l-mużiċisti m'għandhomx l-istess ammont ta' esperjenzi f'strumenti differenti. Barra minn Malta tinduna anki kif innu miktuba, probabbilment jaf jidoq xi strument ieħor biex hu jaqleb minn ħaġa l-oħra, allura għandek mużiċist wieħed minn flok tnejn jew tlieta.
You've got to train your voice, learn your craft, do what other people would do. If someone is going to apply for medicine, they're going to work really hard to make sure they get the grades that they need to do it. It's no different for you. You want to get into a school abroad, if that's your choice.
Classical ballet is always your foundation, and it's a strong genre. I would always recommend, even if, I mean, they're not going to be a ballet dancer, but it helps with so much through the other different genres. But I mean, with musical theatre, tap dancing is very popular.
I wish I started ballet when I was a baby. I came into ballet late, but I feel like I picked it up quite quickly. Ballet is the foundation, and jazz, I think, is also, I feel it's more important. Any dancer would tell you, no, ballet is for me, jazz.
Jazz is very much in the forefront. Nowadays you have your commercial, your urban, you've got your Spanish, depending on what the musical is about. But I think the more diverse and the more versatile a dancer is, more strings to their bow. I mean,
you'd need to know them for auditions. You can't limit yourself to just knowing one style of dance, because you'll be auditioning for one musical or two musicals every, so often. You have to know them all so you can audition for everything.
You've got to want it a lot, and you'd be prepared that, you make a lot of sacrifices. You'll already know that if you're doing it, because your go-to for pretty much everything will be, I'm sorry, I can't have a rehearsal. So you will miss weddings and birthdays and, bat mitzvahs and all those things. You just will. I was working at Glyndebourne when I got married, and I literally got the morning off. That's what I got. I was supposed to have the Friday night off, and I had cleared it with my production manager, and then the director who shall remain nameless, called us in for an extra rehearsal on the Friday. What was I going to do? I would have been sacked. So I had to stay, fly up really late on the Friday night, got married on the Saturday morning, and then had to fly back down again on the Saturday evening for a rehearsal. It's a great job. It's a very frustrating job, but I think it's very fulfilling. It's a lovely mix of both, isn't it? It'll drive you mad, but it will also give you, I think, more highs and maybe more lows than you could even imagine. Rosetta de Battista, who at the time was, she was in charge of Toy Toy at the Manuel, and a real visionary, you know, it was fantastic ideas that she had, and she brought me in to head the Teatru Manuel Youth Theatre, and we started with 9 students. Ruth Borge was one of them, and people like Antonella Mifsud and Rafel Patch, Justin Mamo, you know, some really, really good people, Becky Camilleri, people who are they're all still doing it, you know, they're all still working in the arts, which for me is the greatest sort of legacy of it all. We just grew and grew and grew, and I don't know, I think it was the zeitgeist. I think we were at the right time, we had the right people. It was exposing maybe a group of young actors, young artists to maybe things that they wouldn't be exposed to. And then we did Three Sunsets, which was a musical that Luke Sidon then aged something ridiculous like 12. I think he wasn't 12. I think he was about 18 or 19. He was very young. And he'd composed this utterly beautiful musical that we did with TMYT.
Three Sunsets hija s-setjata ġewwa foresta fejn joqogħdu memorji kollha tagħna. Hija storja oriġinarjament ta' Denise Mulholland, però wkoll jiena ġejt għamilt il-mużika, però wkoll kellna l-unur illi naħdmu fuqha bħala biċċa ma' TMYT, ma' Teatru Manuel Youth Theatre. Stil ta' mużika kien verament ispirat mill-fatt ta' l-ewwel ħaġa ta' storytelling, accessible minn dak l-aspett, però wkoll mill-fatt illi aħna grupp ta' atturi illi probabbli ma kien hemm ħadd minna mużiċist professjonali dak iż-żmien u ħanippruvaw nagħmlu xi ħaġa bejnietna. Jiġifieri kellu dak l-element ta' folk u l-element ta' roughness kważi li dak li ħanikkrew aħna flimkien.
And then of course we moved on and ended up doing Hush. Hush, I think, is probably, and no, there's no probably about it, it's like one of my best memories. It's one of the things I have loved the most. I think will always have loved the most. Occasionally the planets kind of align and you feel like everything comes together, and for me Hush was definitely one of those.
Biex nikkultivawha ix-xena kulturali Maltija, ovvjament irridu il-ġenerazzjoni li jmiss irridu nikkultivaw. U jekk sempliċiment tagħtihom 4 lezzjonijiet x'imkien u mbagħad il-bambin biss jaf, speċi maħniex nagħmlu biżżejjed. Produzzjoni bħal dik tagħthom il-daw iż-żgħażagħ li għandhom il-passjoni, tagħthom l-opportunità li jaraw din il-passjoni fejn tista' twassal.
It was a natural fit for the kids in TMYT to be our cast, along with Joe Zamit, who was our kind of guest artist as the maestro.
Hush kienet storja dwar it-tifel li ma jitkellimx li xtaq ikun ġewwa kor. Allura ħaddew l-ispirazzjonijiet minn children's choirs, da children's choirs li kantaw fi knejjes, mużika sagra u dal-affarijiet, korjiet speċifikament Franċiżi. U allura ħadd l-eżempji ta' kif chorus ta' musical jista' jikkrea dik l-istess dinamika on stage.
My big idea was to write the whole thing. Every stanza was 8 lines with a rhyming couplet at the end, and that was for the entire show, which was 1 hour and 10 minutes long.
Billi kien jisimha Hush kont verament I was very intrigued mill-lullaby. Hush little baby, don't you cry, Mom's gonna sing you a lullaby. Ovvjament, minix ħarrekka l-istess kanzunetta, allura ħadd l-istess ispirazzjoni fil-minor. Hush little baby, don't you cry, Mommy's gonna sing you a lullaby. Minn hemm ħarġet it-tema kbira ta' Hush.
There's a scene in the Phantom Tollbooth where they go into a valley and it's a valley of no sound. And as soon as the car goes in there, there's no bird song, they can't speak to each other. And there was something about that valley that really, we were just fascinated with the idea of a world with no sound. And at this time, Luke was suffering some mad ear infection.
Kien il-miliet, kien żmien partikolari fejn qabditni kondizzjoni fejn bħabba sinuses partikolari tlift kważi 60% ta' smigħ tiegħi. Sa dak iż-żmien dejjem kont jiena bis-sigurtà tal-pjanu jiena miegħi, il-pjanu jitkellem lura miegħi u noħorġu b'xi ħaġa flimkien. F'daqqa waħda sibni f'sitwazzjoni fejn ir-reżonanza tal-kant tiegħi pereżempju intilfet. Kelli f'daqqa waħda nelimina l-vuċi tiegħi kompletament u ġast immur b'dak li qed jgħidli l-pjanu. Minħabba f'hekk, nemmen illi kważi ħarġet kanzunetta illi ħarġet b'mod verament differenti minn dak kollu li komponejt fil-passat, forsi anke minn dak li ġi wara. Il-title tal-musical, il-kalma Hush li tant tfisser silenzju, jfisser tant affarijiet differenti għal ħaddieħor. Jekk għandek l-opportunità li tisma' dik il-persuna li tant speċjali għalik, x'ser tgħidlek din il-persuna kienet propju ommu, xi kliem ser tuża. Hija song verament għal qalbi, verament kuntent u proud biha, purament għax inħossi li toħroġ ċertu sinċerità li l-elementi kollha li kienu għaddejjin f'dak iż-żmien ta' ħajti, jiena bħala kompożitur, jiena bħala persuna, jiena l-identità tiegħi nemmen li joħorġu f'dik is-song.
Hush, my dear, for I am near, no need for fear, 'cause I am here. I'll hold you close, I'll hold you tight, I'll keep you safe all through the night, because no matter where you are, just hear my voice, just hear my song for you. A song I'll sing for you, my child. A tune so gentle and so mild, to keep so safe inside your heart, to sing when we are far apart. Your voice, don't hide in clouds of doubt. A flame that no one can put out, because no matter what you say, your words are heard, your voice embraced. Always I listen, I'll be there when no one wants to listen, I'll be there when silence is your prison. When you sing, my eyes will start to glisten. Just remember this, my boy, when the silence drowns your joy, in a very special part of your kind and loving heart, there's a voice sun.